Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Wellness FOURplay podcast. We're going to give you a short 4-minute drill today. My name is Dr. Dondee Nettles. I am your host. If you're tuning in live, please do me a favor. Welcome. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in. Please put hashtag live in the comments below if you're on Facebook or Instagram or on YouTube, or even LinkedIn. If you are catching this on the replay, please put hashtag replay in the comments below so I can thank you. And if you're catching this on Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, thank you for listening to the audio version. I'm excited that you're here. So let's get into today. So today we're going to talk about the shortcomings of Dr. Google. In other words, when you've got an ache, you've got a pain, you've got a little crick in your back, and you go on Google and you start doing research, there can be some major problems with that. Well, first of all, Google is the largest library of information on planet Earth. It's where we go to find out. It's kind of like, if you're old enough to remember Encyclopedia Britannica, it's like Encyclopedia Britannica on steroids, and then that on steroids. It's literally information at a mouse click away in a fraction of a second that will overwhelm you. So I just typed in what is prompting this. I had a conversation with a guy actually about an hour ago about having some hip pain. So if you go on Google and you type in hip pain, you will see there's 15 million hits that you get. It's a lot of information. It can be confusing. It can be contradictory. It can be conflicting. It can be overwhelming at best, which leaves you in a place of uncertainty, which can prolong the problem, make it worse, and put your health at risk. So the key is, don't use Dr. Google as the be-all, end-all. And I'm using Dr. Google as where you're going to seek the advice of Google. If you want to use Google, and Google, like I said, it's the largest source of information on planet Earth, but you can narrow it down to useful information by using scholar.google.com. Scholar.google.com. It still uses the search engine, but it whittles away and narrows and literally takes out all the blogs, all the opinions, all the YouTube videos of people that got a gym membership and now they think they're a doctor. It cuts through all of that stuff. So same example, hip pain, from 15 million on Google to 150,000 on scholar.google. Takes away 90% of the fluff. So here's the other situation. So too much information, overwhelming information, and you are just going on symptoms. So you are diagnosing yourself with symptoms, which is leading your search on Google. That can be very problematic because it may be referred pain. It may be another site of pain. It could be you having a fresh injury, but there's something else going on. And when you are diagnosing yourself with no medical background, it can become problematic if you're using Google as the source. And the other is it can stifle your enthusiasm. It can stop you from taking any action. Thank you guys for tuning in today. So Dr. Google is great for information, but don't put all the emphasis on it because it can be very overwhelming, especially when it's contradictory or conflicting. So cut your losses, go right to the source. If you want to use Google, use scholar.google.com. And let me recommend some other websites like Healthline.com or Mercola.com, Dr. Joe Mercola, MERCOLA.com, or MayoClinic.com, or WebMD.com, or FamilyDoctor.org. These are all great resources for you to get information that those are health-based websites. Obviously, Google is a generic information gathering source, but if you use scholar.google.com and you're using it for health information, it's going to whittle away all the stuff that can be conflicting and distracting to you and give you just information. But even to further hone it in, use those websites that I just gave you, because here's the worst thing about the entire scenario. The 5 most dangerous words of your health journey. Maybe it will go away. You want it to go away. We tend to minimize situations. People are on opposite ends of the spectrum. They'll take really significant pain and symptoms and not want to deal with it and minimize it and tell themselves it's not that bad, and put their health at risk. And then there's other people that they have a hangover and it ruins their day. And for 2 weeks, they're posting on social media about how miserable their life is with a hangover. Some people over exaggerate. Some people dramatically minimize. Both of the situations are problematic because the 5 most dangerous words on your healthcare journey are maybe it will go away. Keep in mind, unless you are a professional health trained person and you know how to differentially diagnose and take symptoms and whittle it down to diagnoses, do not trust Dr. Google. Go to an expert. Go to your family doctor. If you know a friend who's a doctor, go there, but don't rely on your own ability to gather or not gather information using Dr. Google. It can be very overwhelming, confusing, and more importantly, dangerous for you, especially when you are not doing anything or you're minimizing the situation that could be very, very problematic for you. So, in summary, thank you so much for being here. Please share this out if there was any value that you found in it. Don't use Dr. Google as anything other than a resource. And if you want a better version of Google and you want to hone in on more of the problem and solution, use scholar.google.com or familydoctor.org, mercola.com, mayoclinic.com, healthline.com, or webmd.com. We'll see you tomorrow for episode 63. Have a wonderful day, my friends. Take care. Have a great day. God bless.